Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another perfume haul. I feel like today's theme should be, as one of my friends always say, out with the old and in with the new, because I'm going to go over my project pan, what empties I have already, and then also the 5 perfumes that I've brought into my collection. But before we get started, if something is out of focus, I don't focus right, it is because I am blind. I also want to thank each and every one of you for your beautiful birthday wishes. It was a lovely day. It was a beautiful sunny day here in South Africa on my birthday. And a friend of mine took me to the most beautiful French restaurant close by. It was really such a blessed day. And I went out the evening with other friends, and I just felt so much love during that day. So thank you to you also for making that special. So let's hop into it. I feel like I've set the bar too low because I've already finished 4 perfumes on my project pan. And I'm just going to quickly go over them. I'm not going to talk about it too much because you can watch that video if you want to see more about that perfume. But the first one is Ghost Girl Crush. And I bought this one in May. So it took me about 4 months to go through this. And honestly, it was almost full when I've put it on my project pan last month. But the thing is, I think it's because it's such a weak performer that I really went through it very quickly. So that was the first one. The second one is Dolce & Gabbana Perfume, this marshmallow beauty. This was it was almost empty when I had it on my project pan, so I'm not surprised. And then the other two, oh yes, and I got Dolce & Gabbana, I think last year, May or June. And then the other two are the Zara's, and that's the Gardenia and the apple juice. And these, I don't think I've used it too much before. I bought it in March. It smells so nice. I bought it in March, but it's weak performers, so I went through it quite quickly. So those are the ones that I finished. I still have 3 to go through, and those ones are there's a lot. And it's not weak performers, so I think it's going to take a bit more time. So let's start with the perfume haul. The first one is one that I've decluttered last year before I started my channel. And it is Ariana Grande Cloud. Who does not know this fragrance? So this fragrance, when I first sprayed it, I was so nauseated. But I think it was something else, and I associated it with this perfume, unfortunately. Oh, you guys, and now I love it. Now I absolutely love it. So I'm going to get rid of this cloud, and I'm just going to keep this, the bottle, obviously. So this is a 50 ml. It blows me away when I smell it. I cannot believe that I didn't like it. I'm going to read the notes to you. So it's a floral fruity gourmand fragrance. It was released in 2018, and it's an eau de parfum. In the top, there's lavender, pear, bergamot. In the mid, there's whipped cream, coconut, praline, vanilla, orchid. And in the base, there's musk and woodsy notes. So apparently this is a dupe for Baccarat Rouge 540, which is quite an expensive perfume. I wouldn't know, I've never smelled it. Oh, it is so nice, you guys. You smell that lavender so clearly, but it's not masculine at all. And you smell the whipped cream, and it just smells sweet and soft and beautiful. Definitely the coconut also. You smell that coconut very, yeah. When I first spray it, what I get is coconut and lavender. and it's very sweet, which I guess will be then the whipped cream, right? Very sweet. You cannot, in my opinion, go wrong with this one. And it's quite long lasting. It projects well. It is a wonderful fragrance for a celebrity scent. My sister said the other day, she thinks that Ariana Grande can do no wrong, and I have to agree. Oh, it is so nice. You smell that woodsiness as the fragrance progresses. I must tell you that my perfumes, I mean, I'm just late to the game in general because it's really nothing new, but obviously for me it's new. So the next one is Britney Spears' Private Show. If you've watched my last perfume haul, you would know that I bought the VIP Private Show. This is just the normal one. The box should probably be this is, I love the feel of this bottle. It's a hexagon, but the feel reminds me of the Swarovski crystal. I'm sure it doesn't look like it. Oh, it smells so nice. It smells so nice. I'm going to let you read the notes. So this is also Eau de Parfum. It was released in 2016. It's also a floral fruity gourmand. In the top, there's whipped cream, coffee, nectar, and nectarine, sorry. Whipped cream, coffee, nectarine, and clementine. In the mid, there's orange blossom, jasmine sambac, and dulce de leche. And in the base, there's amber and musk. So what I get when I open this fragrance is really, let me actually spray it on my hand. Oh, very alcoholic in the beginning. Oh, and it's sprayed in my face. It's a bit sharp in the opening for me. When I first smelled this, I was like, oh no. But when it dried down, oh, it's this whipped cream, coffee. It's so nice. One of you said it almost smells like toffee also for me. There's a caramel nature to this one for me. Even though that's not listed, perhaps that's a dulce de leche, I suppose. I've never smelled dulce de leche, but apparently it's sweet and it's a dessert like a dessert. So I don't really pick up on the fruits. But yeah, perhaps the clementine, but definitely clementine or clementine, how do you pronounce it? I don't know. But definitely on the whipped cream, the coffee, yeah, and dulce de leche, I think, what I suppose that smells like. So the thing with this fragrance, if you know this fragrance, really, for me, it doesn't last, which is not surprising for me because fragrances, they don't last on me. And I asked a friend and she confirmed that it really doesn't last long. Although she said she asked someone after she wore it during the day and they said the evening that they could still smell it, her children. Hi, Tanya, if you're watching. I'm talking about you. But yeah, this one for me doesn't last at all. But it's so nice. I would imagine this to be a very nice bedtime scent. Non-offensive, soft, just a sweet, crowd-pleasing scent. So my friend and I, we spoke about this and we debated this name, Private Show. And she said, no, man, I expected something better from a fragrance called Private Show. You know, I expected something sexy and in your face. I said, well, perhaps it's a very private show. If it's so close to the skin. So that is Private Show by Britney Spears. The next one I've already had on my channel, but I've never hauled it. And this is Chanel Chance Au Tendre. If you watch my channel, you will know how I feel about this one. I absolutely adore this fragrance. This for me is the ultimate girly, feminine. Ooh, for me, it smells like a very bright apple shampoo. Not a shampoo-y shampoo, a very bright, you know those shampoos where you can almost just smell the apple and it smells apple and florally. That sort of scent I get from it. So this is the Eau de Parfum version. It was released in 2019. It is a floral fruity fragrance. In the top, there's quince and grapefruit. In the mid, there's rose and jasmine. And in the base, there's white musk. Absolutely, you cannot go wrong with it. It doesn't last long on me, though. On me. But I do feel so super feminine. It's so appropriate for all occasions. It reminds me of a nice hot summer day and you're going for a lunch on this summer day and you sit under an umbrella and have a coffee or a glass of wine and there's a little breeze, and as it, you know, as the wind blows, you just smell this very nice fragrance. Very, very nice. Then I have to thank my friend for it. She got me a voucher for my birthday. Thank you, Tanya. And this is Versace Dylan Blue Eau de Parfum. Look at this cute. I love this what do you call it? The packaging. There you go. So this is the 30 ml. Just gonna smell it here. Oh, it's so nice. So this is also shampoo-y, but this is shampoo-y. It does smell like shampoo. It doesn't have that brightness that Chanel Chance Eau Tendre has. It's got more a soapy, fresh out of the shower smell to it. Let me just read the notes. I'm just turning my pages. So it's also a floral fruity fragrance. It was released in 2017. In the top, there's Granny Smith apple, blackcurrant, forget-me-not, clover, and shiso, whatever that might be. In the mid, there's peach, Petalia, rose hip, rose, and jasmine. And in the base, there's musk, white woods, styrax, and patchouli. So this one, for me, is also quite long lasting. I was quite surprised. I didn't expect it from a fragrance that smell like that. And if you know the shampoo organics, it smells a lot like organics. Just very nice, clean. It's not like the apple is very pronounced. Nothing is really pronounced in here, but it is sweet, but also fresh. I love this fragrance. It is not, I would say, particularly sexy, but definitely fresh, sweet, shampoo-y. And I actually think I will repurchase this. This, where's that one now? The Girl Crush. It reminds me a bit of it. But this one is just a bit more floral. And this one is a bit more fruity. But I think it's the peach that I pick up in both of them. So that is Versace Dylan Blue. And then the last one is one that I brought back into my collection because I have an empty already of it. And that I will have an empty video for you at the end of the year. I've got 9 empties so far. That includes the 4 of today. So this is, and it's not even out of the cellophane yet, Black Opium by Yves Saint Laurent. Who doesn't know this fragrance? Let me see if it's the right way around. No, it's not. So yeah, so the box should probably be that side. And there is my little 50 ml. I'm so glad. I said to you before in a previous video, this one I will definitely repurchase. And so I did. I can only smell the Dylan Blue now and Cloud. Oh, yes. Right. So this one is an amber vanilla fragrance. It's an eau de parfum. It was released in 2014. And in the top, there's pink pepper, orange blossom, coffee, jasmine, bitter almond. And you guys, I am now so confused. It seems like I haven't made a distinction between the mid and the base. So I'm just going to read all the notes. It's pink pepper, pear, orange blossom, coffee, jasmine, bitter almond and licorice, vanilla, patchouli, cedar and cashmere wood. So as you know, this is a beautiful coffee vanilla fragrance. It is your coffee and vanilla. That's really all that I can say about that. It smells like, I'm now smelling the private show as well to compare, because the private show for me is a bit more, it's not like it's really fruity, but if I have to compare it, I would say I can smell more fruits in the private show. It's more lighter, and the black opium for me is darker, if that makes sense. Yes. Oh, I'm so happy that this one is back in my collection. So here are all the fragrances again. Just packing it here. I'm standing at the moment on 64 perfumes. And I would really want to have 60, but as long as I buy new fragrances, I'm not going to achieve that goal now, am I? Right, these are, I see. Right, so that was it, guys. Let me know what you think of these fragrances. I would love to hear what you think of it. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Until next time, goodbye.